Hey folks, Adam and Amy here, and we have our Las Vegas wedding coming up next month. Woo woo! Woo. Very exciting. So we have been thinking about what are things to do in downtown Las Vegas. Most of our guests are staying on Fremont Street. So we decided to make up at least a top 10 list. We've got 5 answers both. We have not discussed this.
No, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
we
so
might have the same one, so like this might be a list that's like 5 long, or it could be up to 20 long, depending on how it goes. It's 5 to 20 things that you should do on Fremont Street.
Well, it should be 5 each. And these are things that are, the rule is, it's within walking distance of if you were staying on Fremont Street. That way the guests who are mostly staying on Fremont Street, we can give them suggestions on things they should do. Before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Leave us a comment if you think of anything that you recommend we should do. We're wrong, or if we're right, go ahead and let us know. So we're gonna start off with number 10, and we've got some fun ones. These are all foods and activities and things to do right there on Fremont Street. So Amy, why don't you start us off with number 10 and help me remember the numbers. I always skip one.
Okay, that's scary.
Number 10.
So I'm gonna go with, I think on Fremont Street, one of the greatest things to do is the people watching. And in the people watching, I'm gonna talk about the street performers in particular. Ooh. So it has this feel, if you've ever been to Los Angeles and you've been to Hollywood and you see all of those kind of like street performers, there'll be like a Mickey Mouse and a Spider-Man and you know, like whatever else going on. Fremont Street has all that. They almost have like little circles.
They do have little circles.
Where people will stand in and you can take pictures with fun street performers, and that is a very, very fun activity, not only to watch those things, maybe take some pictures, do some fun stuff, and just in general, the entire vibe is something that you can spend all night just hanging out and people watching, street performer watching. So that's gonna be my number 10.
Okay, so number 10 is get a picture with or just watch the street performers.
Yes.
I can tell you that there's, and we may be able to find the picture, but was a particular street performer. She was a red-headed little girl that would go out there, kind of a showgirl. You know her, you've seen her once.
She was like in like a fox suit almost.
She was a cute little fox. I think it's actually PG-13 photo, so I may not be able to share it.
You have like 3 photos with her, like 3 different trips to Vegas.
Every time I saw her, first time I thought I was in love. I saw this girl, I was like, she is gorgeous, she's super cute, picture with her. Second time, she had lost a little weight, she had lost a tooth, she was looking a little rough. Wonderful person, we probably should blur out her face. Third time, so one of my favorite memories is seeing this girl, and I hope she is looking her best next time we go to Vegas.
Absolutely.
All right. So do you have a favorite street performer that you took pictures with or hung out with?
I would say I really appreciated last time we were in Vegas for CES. We were there with our friend Watson, and he took a lot of pictures with the knockoff Mickey Mouse, which almost like, I think the Mickey Mouse on Fremont Street is almost a little scary. Like he's a little like, oh, not quite Mickey, but Watson took a lot of pictures with him and sent them to his kids, and they thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that Dad was hanging out with Mickey. Like that, that really got him like a lot of points, and I thought that was cool. So that
there was
fun.
A giant gorilla there. I've got some pictures with.
Oh, we've got some cool pictures.
And although not on Fremont Street, a Vegas performer that I've taken pictures with many times is Fake Mr. T. Always a favorite. In fact, one of the things I would like to do for our wedding is if we go to Fremont Street and we find some street performers, we're going to invite as many street performers to our wedding as possible.
I would say like I don't want to argue with you about finances, but I would say unlimited budget for that.
Yeah,
are we on the same page?
Yeah, no,
are we on the same page?
Whatever sort of loan the bank will give me for that.
Cash out our 401ks and just like every single one.
I would pay 402k for that.
Yes.
So Evel Pie is my number 9.
Oh, okay.
So Evel Pie is and I'm gonna read my notes here, but it's an Evel Knievel themed pizzeria on 508 Fremont Street.
I think your profile picture when I first met you was like you in front of that mural.
They've got a great mural of like a very attractive Evel Knievel girl, I think. Yeah. And there's motorcycles and jumping, and they've got New York style pizza and creative specialties, including the balls to the wall meatball and gravy, the rattlesnake sausage, and the grasshopper pie known as the canyon hopper to commemorate when Evel Knievel jumped over the canyon. Was that Devil's Canyon? I forget the name of it.
Did you know that I tried to get our wedding reception
Ooh.
at Evel Pie actually, but it wasn't quite large enough. It just didn't quite work out. But that was like I reached out to them, and they're very sweet and they're very nice. It just didn't. The stars did not align. I think it's gonna work out otherwise, but they were kind of my first choice, honestly.
That would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They even have just a lot of Evel Knievel paraphernalia, the helmet with the American flag and the American pants.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so funny story. One time in Tampa, when I was in Tampa, I had always looked at, there was this vintage clothing store, and they had an Evel Knievel American jumpsuit with these American flag pants that I wanted so bad, but it was way too expensive. And then when I was in Ybor, I ripped the butt out of my pants. It was the only place to buy, and I bought my Evel Knievel jumpsuit because I ripped a hole in my pants and didn't want to show my butt for the rest of the night. Best day of my life up until next month.
Very cool. So I don't want to waste number 8, but I just want to piggyback on that and say, like, as far as like things to eat and things to do in the area, I would also definitely say that there is a what is it called? Pink Hole Donuts.
Oh, Pink Hole Donuts.
Yeah. They are super fun. They're right down at the end of Fremont Street. That's a great place to go. And there's also a White Castle.
Don't be giving away things that could be on my list if these aren't your things.
They're not my things, but I'm saying as far
But if they could be mine, just give yours. Don't give it extras till the end.
Well, there's a lot. All I'm saying is there's a lot of fun foods to eat on Fremont Street. And I think Vegas is obviously known for its gastronomy and their celebrity chefs and like things that are kind of like a little bit like elevated. But if you want to just like get down and dirty and just like have some Denny's or go to White Castle, Fremont Street has all of those things. So they're super fun.
Well, quit stealing my other ideas and you give number 8.
Okay. I will go on number 8 and I want to talk about Container Park.
Oh yeah, Container Park.
Container Park is so much fun, and it's if you are from Tampa, this is going to be sort of similar to the downtown like Riverwalk area, where we have all these like actual shipping containers that have, you know, different bars and restaurants and things like that, and kind of like a park around it. Very, very similar in Vegas. Container Park is the same thing. I would say it's a little bit more fun because they have a lot of free live shows. Definitely some fun food, fun drinks, fun eats, and they also have some fun art installations. So you're gonna be able to see like they're rotating and their cool stuff, but I think one of their main like big mascots, they have this giant praying mantis.
3-story tall steel praying mantis that sprays fire.
Yeah, and it's super, super fun. So not only is Container Park just a fun thing that you can walk to and, you know, like I said, get food and drinks and listen to music and hang out and vibe and all that kind of stuff and like hang out in a fun park that's visually stunning and has a lot of art, but you can see a giant praying mantis spray fire.
So that's all within walking distance. You would have to pay to park going to that area, but if you're staying in Fremont, absolutely free admission. And there's usually live bands as well at night in Container Park, as well as a bunch of shopping. There's tacos, there's pizza, there are sweets, there's a boba bar, and a whole lot more.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're now to number 7 in our list, and I will take that with Slotzilla.
Ooh,
Slotzilla
nice.
is the, there's actually 2 different main zip lines that go down Fremont Street, different prices, different levels. We'll say one is like 4 stories and one is like 7 or 8 stories high. One goes all the way down Fremont Street in a forward method, and the other one is a lean back method, but it's called Slotzilla. You can get your tickets at one end of the Fremont Street, and I've done that a few times. I like zip lines. Amy's sworn off zip lines, but it's a lot of fun.
Slotzilla, I'm totally down. I feel like that's completely safe. I've sworn off some zip lines in foreign tropical countries.
With less safety requirements?
Yes, but I think Definitely Slotzilla is something that I feel completely like they are super safe and they're very fun. They take a lot of fun pictures. The staff is incredible and it's a great, again, like just opportunity to people watch. You're under that really cool light show canopy. I'm not spoiling anything if that's one of your later ones.
It is.
Yeah, it's super fun. Would do again, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so, and the other fun thing is obviously when you're doing it, you can zip straight down the street and you get a aerial view of everything going on. So that's a lot of fun, and they will even sell you a picture at the end. Amy, number 6.
Okay, number 6. I'm gonna go with the second floor of the D.
Oh, yeah, Vintage Vegas it's called.
Yes, a little bit obscure, a little bit whatever, but right at the beginning of Fremont Street, you'll see a couple of different hotels. On your left-hand side is going to be the D, one of my all-time favorite hotels. Super, super fun, has a lot of old Vegas vibes and also some nods to Detroit, so shout out there. Really, really fun, very fun owner. They have a crazy long bar, I think it's the longest bar in the world. With lots of fun showgirls that will dance on the bar, and it's just a whole vibe. It's a really, really fun hotel to stay at. On the second floor, you're gonna have some really, really unique experiences because they have a lot of vintage games. Like those little horses that kind of go around the track, and you can like really, really fun stuff. Those old school slot machines and things that you just can't get in most casinos. Like if you're going to MGM, if you're going to like the big name casinos, you don't get those. So you can have those vintage gaming experiences that you can't get anywhere else. And it's a super, super fun, small, really, really happy vibe. Also, fun fact, there is a Blarney Stone on the second floor of the D. If you don't know what Blarney Stone is, it's kind of like Irish folklore, legend. It's supposed to bring you luck. There is a stone from Ireland up there that you can kiss. Kind of gross, but do you, how much you're into luck, I guess. Or rub the Blarney Stone for good luck, and it's a fun floor.
Okay, so I will piggyback on that a little bit.
Yes, tell me
more. So
more.
the second floor of the D is nostalgia games, coin-operated games from the 80s, and they actually have a Sigma Derby, which is one of those mechanical horse race games, and it's supposed to be the last Sigma Derby, dating back to 1985. It's the last one in operation in Las Vegas, the only one permitted in Las Vegas. So they completely restored that. They have coin-based games. And the reason they have the Blarney Stone is because that was once Fitzgerald's, I believe. Maybe Fitzgerald's, I believe. Derek Stevens, the owner of Fitzgerald's, is originally from Detroit. His name is Derek. So he created the D Casino. And when he did that, he converted over Fitzgerald's, left the Blarney Stone, redecorated it, redid it, built a tower behind it, a gorgeous pool. But that second floor has games dating back about 40 years, giving that old Vegas feel. And Derek is also the owner of the new property across the street, which is Circa, which will be my number 5.
Okay, tell me more.
So for a good transition there, if you go across the street from the D on Fremont Street, you'll go to Circa, one of the newest, most massive hotels in the downtown area. And what they have there is a sports book. It's the world's largest sports book, and I'm gonna refer to my notes here, but this is a 78 megapixel TV that they have. Pretty much just large, like IMAX TV that they play sports games on. So if you got the Super Bowl, the NFL, anything like that, they have seats for 1,000 people, a pool, and an enormous screen.
It's beautiful.
With all sorts of sports gambling right in Circa in downtown. It's a behemoth screen, and it is 3 stories high, and it's something you have to see. So if you're in the Fremont Street area, walk over to Circa, check out their sports betting, and you're gonna see one of the biggest screens you've ever seen. And it is a great place to watch sports and have a little fun, have a few drinks, and maybe put a few bets down. That's number 5.
Sounds amazing. So number 4, I'm gonna go with the El Cortez. The El Cortez is a little bit off Fremont Street, but still in walking distance, so it totally counts. It's definitely downtown Vegas. It's definitely super old school, very historic. It's actually marked as a National Historical Landmark. It used to be owned by Bugsy Siegel. Like, it has all the history, all the old Vegas stuff, all the mobster stuff, all of the fun history. And it's been recently redone. So, you know, maybe before you didn't want to stay in a 100-year hotel or something that smells like cigarette smoke. Now it's all been redone, but it still has all of that vintage charm. It's absolutely beautiful. And you're gonna get a lot of games, a lot of lower limit games. So if you want to play, you know, your cheaper blackjack or your cheaper slots, this is a great place to go. On top of that, they have several different restaurants. They have everything from, you know, your classic American bar fare to some Asian fusion and like sushi and noodle restaurants. And they have some really good happy hours. I've heard some of the best in Vegas. I think everyone's kind of complaining recently that Vegas has just like gone crazy on the drink prices. So if you're looking for a place that you can get a good happy hour, the El Cortez is that. They have some really fun rooms and some really fun old school games and some, you know, cheaper playing as well. Plus it's super historic.
All right, not bad. So folks, at this time, I would ask you to go ahead and click that subscribe button. We always love the subscriptions. Videos on YouTube only take off if they get comments and likes and a pretty good watch time. So if you've watched this far, you've done your share, but clicking that like button, the subscribe with all notifications, and or a comment would be greatly appreciated. It'll help this get seen by more people, which is more fun for us because if you get no comments, it's kind of boring.
I agree.
Toy Shack, number 3.
Oh,
So Toy Shack is the vintage toy store.
Right? Is that
Toy Shack.
Yeah, okay.
Toy Shack.
Yep.
Toy Shack is the toy store in the Fremont Street area. This has vintage toys, many from the 80s, 70s, and 90s. So if you're looking for your Ghostbusters themed toys, you just want to see some nostalgic Hot Wheels or He-Man figures or Star Wars, it's the place to go. It's also a cool place for some photo ops because they've got some very nice signage and things like that that you can get a picture of yourself with Optimus Prime and things of the sort. And it's right around the corner in the shopping plaza right there next to the throwing axes, and there's a little chapel back there. So it's a great place to stop if you're on Fremont Street. Look for the Toy Shack, spend a little bit of time. If you've got some room for nostalgia, this is a great place to be.
Absolutely.
With that, number 2.
Okay, number 2. I'm just gonna go for super easy, simple, obvious on Fremont Street, the free light show and free music. So down the street, you're gonna notice that there's this gorgeous canopy. There's gonna be light shows, like I think it's every like 15 or 20 minutes or something like that. They do a cool laser show over the canopy. Super fun, very beautiful. And also throughout the street, there is a big stage and they have live music, live DJs all throughout the week, and it's all completely free. So if you want to just have some entertainment, some really cool, like me showing the laser show right there. So if you want to just be entertained and see some cool laser shows, see some fun entertainers, some cover bands, some DJs, some stuff like that, this is a great place to just hang out and be able to see some fun stuff and not ever pay a dime.
Okay. So folks, yeah, definitely check out that Viva Vision light show. It's 1,375 feet. Make sure to go to the Toy Shack. Make sure to watch the free shows and the light show. You combined 2 into 1 on me, which threw me off a little bit.
Sorry, because I have so many more. So I had more. So I was trying to like.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you take number 1 then, since you seemingly She took 5 things that I was going to say. She was pretty good at this. She's done her research. So what do you have for number 1?
I told you we were going to do between 5 and 20 things, depending on if we have the same things. Okay, so Main Street Antiques, right off of Fremont Street. There's a lot of antique stores, but Main Street Antiques is probably the most famous and the most legendary, and it's super, super fun. Not only is it a fantastic place to get all of your kind of like pawn shop, antiques, like fun stuff if you just want to see, but also it has old Vegas stuff. So if you want to see like old gaming tables, old things from old defunct casinos, like the old lighting and the slot machines and the cool stuff like that, like cool old Vegas antiques, this is the place to go. And that is a super, super fun shopping experience that you really honestly like can't get anywhere else. So if you like old stuff like that and you want to check it out, yeah, it's got your classic old antiques, your classic old West stuff, because I mean, it's Nevada. Like, it's gonna have some cool old gold and belt buckles and cowboy stuff, but it also has cool old Vegas stuff, which is really, really fun, and it is a walking distance away. So if you have a morning where, you know, we've had some of those mornings where you don't really want to party anymore and you just want to kind of like chill, this is a great place to go and just be able to look at some fun antiques.
Yeah. Go on.
I'm also gonna go to Binion's.
$1 million photo?
Yes, $1 million photo. Kind of cheesy, kind of cliche, but you know what? Picture. That's what we're here for. Binion's has a great photo op where you are able to pose in front of $1 million. And you know, like, when else are you gonna actually get to pose in front of $1 million cash? Like, even if you have $1 million, you probably don't have it in cash. You're probably not taking pictures with it. So this is a fun, cheesy, kitschy, old Vegas photo op that I love. I'm totally down for that.
There's Binion's right behind us.
And while we are talking about cheesy photo ops, right at the start of the Slotzilla zip line, there is a bar, tavern, whatever you want to call it, called Hennessy's, and it's like Irish themed. It's a fun pub, but they claim to have the largest pint glass in the world. It's a giant pint glass that's all lit up. Yeah, it's a giant pint glass all lit up and super fun, and they say that it's the largest in the world, so that's another fun photo op if you're into just the cheese and the whatever, the experience. If you would like to pose with the largest glass of beer in the entire world, you can do that right at the start of Slotzilla. Maybe pose with that, don't drink it, just pose with that and then go down Slotzilla. Kind of a fun thing. 2 more things.
Woo, she's not messing around.
Also, the Neon Boneyard Museum, which again, shout out to our wedding. We're planning on taking some photos there, is right off of Fremont Street. It's walking distance. It's a pretty low fee to get in, and you can do that throughout the day, and you're able to see some of the really, really cool old vintage signs, like basically where signs go to die. Whenever they're retired from their casino, they go here, and you're going to be able to see those, and that is pretty awesome. And then last but not least, the Golden Nugget, which is a really, really fun hotel. I believe your parents are staying there for our wedding. Mm-hmm. It's iconic. I think it was in Vegas Vacation. Like, they have a lot of cool scenes there. They've got a beautiful, like, one of those very, like, lighted up canopies above you, so for photography and whatever, like really, really cool. Golden Nugget's very fun gaming there. But one thing I found out that they had that I didn't know, and I think it's really, really awesome, they actually have a water slide inside that goes through. Nugget? Yeah, that goes through a shark tank, like Atlantis, but
know that.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Very cool.
That is fun. So that's worth checking out. I've not been in the Golden Nugget in my recent memory. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also, folks, be careful of that walk to the Neon Museum. It says it's a 43-minute walk, although it's only a couple miles. I would probably take a cab to that. Ooh. So, because we are planning to go to that next trip. I've been to it once before, but I thought
it was closer than that. No? Well, you're right.
Things seem close in Vegas, but sometimes it's just better taking an Uber.
You're right.
So folks, special thanks to Amy for joining us on this one, who has done a lot of research on her Vegas, so kudos to you for that. Make sure to subscribe. We'll have more information oftentimes about Las Vegas and some of our travels. We're doing a trip for a honeymoon down Route 66, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of coverage of that.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a fun one. You've booked some fun locations, right? Some fun hotels?
Yeah, I actually, okay, so I cheated a little bit and I had ChatGPT do everything.
Like you booked the whole thing?
Yeah,
like,
it booked the whole thing. But like I think we have a couple different places along Route 66.
Clown motels and all sorts of goofy stuff. All right, folks. Make sure to subscribe for all that. Thanks for watching and adios, amigos.